They were laying flowers this morning in front of a mural of the singer in his birthplace, Brixton in South London.
Very shocked, you know, he doesn't seem quite old enough to go, and there's totally unawareness of his illness, wasn't there? So, yeah, it's very, very sad.
The death of an icon is a huge thing socially, and I think we're going to see a lot of reactions.
It's just days since Bowie's latest album was released. On it, this song about dying. It's called Lazarus.
Look up here, I'm in heaven. I've got scars that can't be seen. I've got drama, can't be stolen. Everybody knows me now.
I've got nothing left to lose, he sang, treating death as yet another performance. Lazarus rose from the dead. David Bowie won't, but his reputation will live on. Nick Hyam, BBC News.
Well, ABC correspondent Mallory Hoff is outside David Bowie's apartment building in New York, and that the city where he felt most at home.
Simon, New Yorkers certainly have very special places in their hearts for David Bowie. They say they often enjoyed simply seeing him around the Soho area. This is where he lived with his wife, supermodel Iman, for a number of years. This is actually the building you can see outside here. A number of flowers and candles, people coming by to pay their respects. This is certainly a makeshift memorial that is expected to grow throughout the day. Now, David Bowie had co-written an off-Broadway show that was in performance currently. The last show expected to play on January 20th. We've also learned that Carnegie Hall was planning to honor David Bowie in March. Still unclear exactly how that performance will take place. But again, out here in Soho this morning, quite the scene. A lot of people walking by, waking up to this news, learning about the death of an icon, a legend, David Bowie. A lot of New Yorkers feel gone too soon. Simon, back to you.
Mary, thank you very much for that. Well, our arts editor, Will Gompert, is here. Of course, the music was huge, but he was more than that in a way. This is a cultural loss.
Oh, extraordinary. I mean, David Bowie was an artist in its truest sense. In a way, he was the Picasso of pop, Simon. He took the art form, which was quite macho, rock and roll, early 70s, and he transformed it into something completely different, something nuanced and far, far, far more different. It was. He sort of dealt with androgyny, with alienation. He was, in a way, an existential artist. He was taking on subjects and themes which simply weren't even thought about in the pop music world beforehand, which was very straightforward. And he suddenly found that there's millions of people in bedrooms across the world, often in suburbia, who he connected with, who had the same feeling of being a misfit, not fitting into the world that it was presented to them, but believing in a different world. And he presented that world to millions of people, and they inhabited it with him. And in that way, he is extraordinary. And then, of course, he just changed and changed and changed and changed, decade after decade, sometimes successfully, sometimes less successfully. But it didn't matter to him. What mattered to him was saying that what he had to say, that he thought was important, and putting it out there. And if people were with him, they were with him. And if they were against him, they were against him.
Well, Bill, briefly, I was going to say, whilst there was a generation, you and I may be part of it,